It has always been my dream that one day, women will enjoy equal opportunity and privileges to that of what men have achieved. I dream that our society, with its view of inequality, especially to women, wherein we are only seen as caregivers of our children and keepers of our home, will prove worthy to be seen as equally important in the future. As an advocate of women's rights, I am very honored to stand in front of you as I was given this opportunity to share my ideas despite of being a woman myself. Now, let me lead you to my aspirations by telling a few stories about my life which molded me to become what I am today and develop ideas which I'm hoping to bring changes in our society. I am Mary Wollstonecraft, born on April 27, 1759 in Spitalfields, London. Growing up, I already experienced the hardships in life as I wasn't born in a wealthy family. I am a daughter of a farmer who came to be an abusive father that spent all his fortune on a series of unsuccessful ventures in farming. As I couldn't put up a life living with my father, I left home and set out to earn my own livelihood, wherein the death of my mother also triggered me to do it. Together with my sister Eliza and my best friend Fanny, we established a school in Newington Green in 1784. My experiences in teaching inspired me to write Thoughts on the Education Daughters in 1787. Unfortunately, after my friend Fanny died, I took a position as governess for the Kingsborough family in Ireland. I spent my time there to mourn and recover from my loss, but then I realized that I am not suited for domestic work. So I returned in London 3 years later, in which I became a translator and advisor to Joseph Johnson, who is a noted publisher of radical texts. I found my true purpose beginning those times. When Johnson launched the Analytical Review in 1788, I became a regular contributor. I started to organize my own ideas and reflect on my experiences as well as my observations in the current state of the society. After 4 years, I successfully published a Vindication of the Rights of Women. The ideas that I presented in my book were said to be revolutionary, and it even caused tremendous controversies. But despite of the challenges, I never lost sight of my philosophical aim of equality between men and women. I am also strongly holding to my opposition to aristocracy, monarchy, and the authority of religion, as these were the causes of corruption in the society, making both men and women blinded by ignorance. This seems like a perfect opportunity for me to share my advocacy of education and social equality for women. Women are naturally inferior to men, but it is only because women lack education. We are not given that equal privilege to learn things which put us in a subordinate position because we are held by the force of law and the established opinion regarding the proper role of women in home as well as in the society. Women and men are born with the same rights, and if women were not deprived with these rights and respected in the same way as men, our society will flourish. I strongly believe that equality will create changes among the women's status. Many early feminists already aim for that equality, but I suggest that in order to have better status, there should be political change. We must equalize women before the law and encourage parents to devote the same effort in educating their daughters as they did to their sons. Only when legal discrimination was ended and educational opportunities made available would women find their true position in the society. Let us create reform on our usual perspectives, and by doing so, we can lift up women which will not only become wives and mothers which merely performs duties in the household, for we can create better changes in the society. We can also be leaders. We can work even in jobs supposedly labeled only for men, and only by legal changes we can abolish the stereotypes among men and women. It is important to know that I do not wish women to have power over men, but over themselves. Equality and individual liberty must be given both to men and women. No one should be inferior or superior. So by aiming that equality, I'm not encouraging my fellow women to turn the table with us being the superior. But I wanted all women to speak and fight for their rights. Let us not settle in our roles that were dictated by our society, because we must be given the privilege to choose and control our own lives. I am hoping that my ideas will inspire people during this time and to the future generations to come. I hope that it will set a strong foundation for future feminists to continue the idea of equality, especially if we fail to accomplish that goal in our present society. This idea of feminism will greatly impact our lives and will enlighten people to change our society in a more desirable outlook for all gender, class, race, and all other established differences among individuals. Hence, let's start the change within ourselves, because by doing so, we can also inspire others and provide awareness that women can also change their status for the betterment of themselves as well as for the society.